Garv Mahagut Las Cion Corla. I want to thank Deputy Brady for bringing forward this motion, which is calling for the Government to establish a statutory child maintenance service with enough powers and also linked to revenue. The current mechanisms available to parents to seek maintenance orders and their subsequent enforcement rest with those who are seeking the payment, the single parent in a lot of cases, placing a considerable burden on them. There is a legal responsibility on parents, whether married or unmarried, to maintain dependent children. As we all know, this is not the case in all cases. A recent study by One Family found that while 42% of primary carers are raising children without financial contribution from the other parent, no support at all from the other parent makes life extremely difficult for the primary carer. According to Census 2016, 25% of all families with children are lone parent families. So currently in Ireland now, 1 in every 4 families are single parent families, maybe separated, maybe widowed, maybe divorced. But that's the reality of the Ireland we live in now. There are over 350,000 children living in lone parent families. 86% of the parents are female, and 13% of them, 13.6%, are male. So as we can see from the statistics, the mother is generally the carer of the family. 58% of parents are resorting to a court order to agree on child maintenance. 58, so we say, 3/5. Establishing a statutory child maintenance agency would ease the financial and emotional burden on lone parents, improve outcomes for lone parents and their children, and would provide financial stability and would go some way towards reducing the appalling poverty rates experienced by lone parent families. Some couples with children break up, and it can be amicable. Maintenance can be sorted voluntary, and this can work well when both parties are reasonable and fair. However, it is difficult to assess informally the correct amount of maintenance that should be paid, when it should increase, and at different times of financial strains during the year, whether it's Christmas or the back-to-school time. If the parents cannot agree upon maintenance, either party can apply to the courts for a maintenance order. However, as my colleague has said, this can prove very difficult because some women, some mothers, are afraid of allowing their partner know what their address is. And when a parent refuses to pay, it becomes very, very messy. I recently spoke to a mother of 2 who receives maintenance, and she explained how her ex-partner is very difficult to deal with, questions every euro spent on the children, and it results in a row whenever there is an extra request, maybe for swimming lessons in school, maybe sports gear needed, school trips, Christmas times. So it can be very, very traumatic for the lone parent, and as we know, 86% of these lone parents are women. A report published by the Society of the St Vincent de Paul in March of this year, entitled Working Parenting and Struggling, found that lone parents as a group are at risk of poverty in Ireland today. Lone parents represent the largest group seeking assistance from the Vincent de Paul. It is the St Vincent de Paul members' experience that one-parent families have been hit hardest by the recession and the austerity measures that have followed, and have been unable to take advantage of the recent economic improvements. Almost 60% of lone parents reported that they couldn't access childcare services due to cost, the second highest rate in the EU 15 countries, just after Spain. Employment rates are 3 times higher among lone parents with third-level education, but 1 in 5 lone parents reported that they couldn't access formal education for financial reasons. 1 in every 5 of lone parents were in consistent poverty in 2017. 1 in every 5. 2 in every 5 lone parent households were at risk of poverty in 2017. These are shocking statistics, but I am not surprised. During the last government, Fine Gael and Labour targeted lone parents and their children by introducing punitive reforms to the one-parent family payment. These reforms had a detrimental effect on lone parent households. Even though changes have since been made, significant issues remain, and the effects of the punitive changes to the one-parent family payment are still being felt. Fianna Fáil supports the establishment of a statutory child maintenance agency. The establishment of a child maintenance agency could create a more transparent and simplified process for lone parents seeking maintenance. help provide more financial stability for lone parent households and reduce the high rates of poverty, deprivation and social exclusion experienced by lone parents and their children. And that is why I am delighted to support the motion here tonight. Gorf Mahagod.
Thank you.